Shedeur Sanders was named the starter today, but the setup for Dillon Gabriel to be the starter is already in motion. Watch this 6-minute video.
Turn coming. I miss you, boy. Yeah. You didn't think I was gonna come, did you? Yeah. Big time, man.
There's a new Shedeur in town, and it ain't you. All right, get up out of here.
Where you get that chain from?
It's my chain. Where you get your chain from? You had me and your mama staying till the end of the game because we thought they was gonna put you in today. From a guy that was on the sideline before, I liked your movement. I liked how you didn't sit down too long. You got up when you needed to get up. You was ready. At the end of the game, we thought you was gonna get in.
I did too. That's why I was warming up. I was being in the stands. His first game in the stands.
Buddy, I'm never going to a football game ever again in my life.
I smile because it's like a moment you prep for and you are extremely excited for, but also got to realize that it's extreme focus, and that's what I've continued to harp on. But you wait for the perfect time, you know, you're gonna wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment.
What can you say?
How much is Joe important to both you and Dillon in terms of your guys' like development at this point?
He's going to go outside, and they're going to have to find a replacement in their sub. Gabriel, little misdirection, and again, off target with that pass.
They're going to punt. Yeah, they're lucky right there that wasn't picked off by.
Touchdown. Worst fucking quarterback ever. Idiot.
You wait for the perfect time, you know, you're gonna wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment.
And then next thing is improvement, and that's what Shedeur will start this week. Shedeur will start this week. Shedeur will start this week. Obviously, you know, number one job of quarterback is to win. So excited to get that first win under his belt. And then next thing is improvement, and that's what young players do. Certainly young quarterbacks do. You get one game better, and that's just from working at it. So that'll be our focus.
It's just part of it. You know, there's entertainers and there's competitors, and I totally understand that.
But there's no excuse. You got to go out there and perform. Like, there's no choice, there's no question. Nobody cares if this was 1 week of prep. Who cares? You know? So a lot of people want to see me fail, and it ain't going to happen. You know, it ain't going to happen.
You wait for the perfect time, you know, you're gonna wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment.
Good pass, yes sir. Oh, that's a great pass, man. Man, we should have been had this kind of quarterback, huh? Oh, I mean, yeah, he's doing good for a backup quarterback. Backup, yeah. He's 21, right? Yeah, he's 21. I'm 26 though. I'm only hurt for a few games, but that's a good pass for a backup quarterback for sure. For sure. That's definitely the future of this franchise. The future backup, yes sir. Run that in!
It's not a good sight. I kind of overreact, and I'm a bit dramatic when I.
Which got him free. Around the edge, he ran a stunt with Nick Herbig, which got him free. Wow, interesting at the end of that play. A big hit from Patrick Queen around the edge. He ran a stunt with Nick Herbig, which got him free. Wow, interesting at the end of that play.
Yeah, my mom used to beat my ass when I was a kid, so I don't think anything will live up to it. My mom, no, I'm just playing around, but I'm good. It's part of football, you know what I mean? That's why you play it. We're good.
Fuck Dillon Gabriel, nigga. Fuck Dillon Gabriel. I bet not see that nigga never again.
You wait for the perfect time, you know, you're gonna wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment.
Yes, sir. Perfect, bro. You see what I'm saying? Yes, that nigga's old, bro. Man, you reminds me of Michael Vick, right? I swear to God, I was
Hey, no. He don't remind y'all of Michael Vick, bro.
What you mean?
No, he don't. No, y'all doing that too much,
man,
bro.
he can do no wrong, bro.
No, he can do wrong. I seen him do wrong. I seen him do wrong in practice multiple times. Man, he can do wrong. You seen the first, man? Have you seen the first quarterback play?
I mean, yeah, but you just see what he did, though, man. Man, that's quarterback perfect, man. I'm trying to tell you.
That's me, though. That's me.
You wait for the perfect time, you know, you're gonna wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment.
Why you just trying to hit the shit out of me, though?
I was. That's all. That's the fuck I do.
Keep going, boy.
Motherfucker. God damn. I was trying.
Hey.
Great job. Hey,
Hey.
good dog. Keep doing your thing.
Hey, I was on his eye today.
Oh, no. Fuck no. I was throwing his little ass.
Hey, I was on his eye. I love for sure. So that's the mentality I went with going and prepping for this week. We know they got a dog on the D lineman. We know about Max Crosby. We know about that. But, you know, I fear no man, you know. The only thing I fear is God.
You wait for the perfect time, you know, you're going to wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Shedeur freaking Sanders. And now, give me my theme song. We got to talk about this.
Been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. Mama say it's my fault, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Niggas bless up on my.
Well, YouTube family, listen, y'all. The setup for Dillon Gabriel is already in motion, even though Kevin Stefanski came out and had no other choice but to talk about Shedeur being his starter. Now, listen to me, guys. We need to have this real conversation in Cleveland right now. And it's obvious, it's looking more obvious that Shedeur Sanders was never supposed to succeed in Kevin Stefanski's world. And even after balling out in his first ever NFL start, even after giving the Browns the spark, the fan base has been begging for decades, countless decades, the whispers are already starting. What should have been a video where we made talking about congratulations, Shedeur being named a starter. Unfortunately, certain people around the Cleveland Browns organization hit your boy up, and two of them, actually one, let me not say two, but one of them I actually had dealings with receipts or whatever. He's no longer part of the Cleveland Browns organization for 4 years now. So you do the math and do your little research who I'm talking about. But this ain't Kevin Stefanski's blueprint. He's already talking to golf buddies, how certain corners he's put in because of Andrew and Jimmy. But we know Kevin has more cachet than Andrew. So a lot of the things been stripped of Kevin Stefanski. I think videos like mine's exposing the sabotage and great supporters like you guys going to many different content creators' channels and letting them know about what sabotage is going on, to the point where even ESPN has no other choice but to say what we're doing. Now, if you guys don't believe me in some of these things going on, look at the recent critiques by Kevin Stefanski. He said, first start for any quarterback, you're always going to make sure that operation is how you want it. And I thought, and large was good. Stinkfonsky said, there's things that we can clean up, and obviously that goes on all of us. That's the coaches, blah, blah, blah. But he still stuck through with what Shedeur has to clean up. My thing is, coaches are supposed to say players need to clean up on this and that. But usually after a scenario where you have a certain player who was waiting for a marquee moment, coaches know when to fall back. That's a personal conversation you can have with the team, or something you can reference later in the week. You don't reference that after a game, during X, Y, and Z. You just don't do that, and you get to see what's literally going on with Kevin Stefanski. Now, I'm going to make a video showing 3 more receipts where Kevin Stefanski absolutely hates Shedeur. Just the fact that after the game, he didn't even name Shedeur as the starter when being questioned about it, only to a day later being forced to name Shedeur the starter. Now he's throwing reporters' question away where they're asking him, why didn't you name him a starter on the first day? And he's getting catchy and snappy and sassy. But we're going to do that on a separate video because this video is going to be maybe 20 minutes long, and we don't want to elongate the video from what it's really about. The setup in trying to name Dillon Gabriel the starter. Yes, Shedeur is named for the 49ers game as a starter, but why not reference Dillon needed improvement? Why not reference some of these things for Dillon Gabriel when he came up short many different times? He's 1-6 throughout his career. Well, 1-5, I should say. That's obviously does not bode well for Gabriel's future. The team's 3rd round pick out of Oregon, Gabriel made 6 starts after the trade of Joe Flacco and led Cleveland to a flaccid 1-5 record in this thing. Hey, yo, the writer of this article is on fire right now. He lit, bro. He said a flaccid 1-5 record in his stint. He threw for an average of just 117 yards per game this year with a quarterback rating of 80.8. Bro, let's just be real. He had several games where this guy didn't even have, let's just be real, he didn't even have over 85 yards passing, and we're not going to talk about that. Is beyond me. But listen, Dillon Gabriel has been god-awful, but I'm not paying attention to Dillon Gabriel. If you know about Dillon, you know he was never a threat to Shedeur Sanders unless collusion was going on, guys were using their powers to get Shedeur out the way, or the limited first-team reps that I've made famous. Yup, I'm going to say that. We've been saying it during the first week of rookies OTAs, and it just went past your heads. Then when actual training camp started, Kevin Stefanski tried to water it down and say, oh, no, guys, we're going to have limited reps for all quarterbacks. I said, that's a lie. It's just going to be for Shedeur Sanders, which was correct to all avail, not to none avail. But look at the protocol. When Adam Schefter had everybody going brazy and said that he reported Dillon, he says, moreover, NFL insider Ian Rappaport reported today on Monday that Gabriel has cleared concussion protocol, but Sanders has seemingly won the starting job from the former Oregon Ducks star. As a result, Gabriel will spend this week as a Browns backup while Cleveland prepares to face San Francisco 49ers. If Kevin is so ready for Shedeur, why not name him a starter ahead of times? Well, we know what was going on with that because you had your guy, which was Dillon Gabriel. You were forced to name Shedeur. Now, you guys better pay attention to that seemingly because anything could get shifted even during the game of the 49ers. If Shedeur takes the wrong hit and he tells everybody he's okay, they're going to try to limit him and hold him back. They did the same thing after Dillon preseason scenario and people wanted Shedeur. They tried to say, and after Shedeur excelled during this preseason game, they said Shedeur had an oblique injury, which Shedeur said it was a minor grade one, and he's dealt with that before and played with those before. So anything can happen in Kevin Stefanski's world. Never negate that part. Anybody could be switched to a backup in the Cleveland Browns blueprint of things. Now, Shedeur did in one game what Dillon couldn't do all season. Let's just be honest. Shedeur had one real week of practice, just one, guys, and he went out there and played better than Dillon Gabriel, better than Joe Flacco, better than any of them did in their entire body of work as a Brown starter. I mean, the pocket presence, the accuracy, the leadership, the ability to read the pressure and respond without panicking. You're going to tell me I'm exaggerating, but the 53-yard bomb that led to a touchdown was after 2 to 3 defenders were allowed to rush in. Go look at the play again and tell me, was it max protection that he loves giving Dillon Gabriel? No, Shedeur didn't get any of that. All things Dillon Gabriel has struggled with since week 1. I mean, I know Joe Flacco was there, but we know who they were prepping up even during week 1. Joe Flacco was just there to make it easier for Dillon Gabriel. They treated Dillon Gabriel like a #1 pick. You want your franchise to treat any player like that. But why make the exception for one while scolding the other and keeping him from the resources that can make him a great quarterback? Fans from the opposing teams were cheering for Shedeur the entire game. The entire NFL was talking about Shedeur. Social media exploded. Of course, haters who are pretending they were with Shedeur all along. You know these people. You know these people. You know how rare it is for a rookie to be thrust and thrown into chaos. That's not normal, guys. But here's the thing. Kevin Stefanski was too quiet, almost like Shedeur winning that game was inconvenience to him. Am I lying, bro? Like Shedeur was a problem. Kevin Stefanski never wanted Shedeur to succeed. Let's be honest. Stefanski always wanted Dillon Gabriel as his guy. That's his project. They're golf buddies, same agent, same residence. I mean, that's his pick. That's his comfort zone. And coaches in the NFL, especially the ones who get stubborn like Kevin Stefanski, would rather be wrong with their own guy than be right and correct with someone else like Andrews Berry's guys. Let's just be real. You saw Stefanski's body language after Shedeur's game-winning performance. No excitement, no nothing. The kid showed something and still no expression of joy, no satisfaction that you might be able to keep your job again. Nothing. If anything, Shedeur winning probably proved the Stefanski your job is done with. There's no reason to keep you there when you didn't do anything to build what Shedeur already had. So what's the point of keeping you? Now, and Tommy Reeves, you guys better not make Tommy Reeves from offensive coordinator to head coach. He's a privileged position. He has absolutely done nothing in college and done nothing in the professional league. Because listen to me, guys, with Kevin Stefanski, because for him, Shedeur winning meant losing control, just like I explained it. It meant he lost his ability to have that fake aura that he kept. It meant the locker room is shifting. You seen a big goofy like Myles Garrett, never really went out his way to bat for Shedeur, but then like if all the things you said about Shedeur was true, Myles, why would you be so shocked that your star quarterback who sat on the bench all season long could actually play like that? Don't you know football, Myles? You've been sacking all these scrub quarterbacks. I'm pretty sure you would know if Shedeur was good or not. Why are you so shocked? But it meant fans calling for a quarterback that Kevin Stefanski did not choose. That's what that losing control is. And some coaches hate that. Obviously, Kevin does. Now, listen, the setup and narratives is already being built. You guys know what's about to happen. Now Shedeur is going to get more hate than ever. You got Stephen A. Smith acting as if the first team rep situation equates Shedeur to be compared to other quarterbacks who actually got first team reps for the last 7-8 months. Right? Unfair, but in Stephen A. Smith's world, we don't get the benefit of the doubt that he gives other people's. But I'm just throwing that little stitch there. Now, work with me. Now they're saying, well, the 49ers defense will expose Shedeur. It's a tough matchup. And they're saying the Callahans are going to be too much for the Browns. So wait, let me get this straight. You throw a rookie into one of the hardest matchups in the NFL with one of the great defenses of San Francisco after he just won you a game you weren't supposed to win against great studs like Max Crosby. So with another week of limited first team practice, and then you say he looks human, we're putting Dillon back in allegedly behind the scenes, because that's what's being spread behind the scenes after this 49ers game where they're hoping Shedeur gets exposed. They can thrust, Dillon Gabriel, their actual starter, back into frame of time. And it shows you, bro, that that's not competition. That's not evaluation. That's a pure setup. They want Shedeur to fail, just fail enough just to justify going back to Dillon Gabriel. I'm telling you guys, a quarterback who has done nothing this season, he gets to deserve this job. A quarterback that's been absolutely trash all year long. To see all these so-called aficionados arguing up and down as if Dillon Gabriel was the #1 pick. This is a sabotage, and everybody can see it. And you can't fool the fans, ladies and gentlemen. You can't fool the players. You can't fool the people who saw Shedeur step into chaos and command the field like he's been doing it in the league for years. And if you want to be fair, if that football wasn't dropped during the last minutes of the Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns games, Shedeur might have 2 wins in his victory, in his bag right now. If it wasn't Laverdanian, I don't even know the guy's last name of that receiver. And because dropping balls like that could have tied the game, that's the reason guys like me cannot pronounce your last name. But needless to say, Shedeur is clearly the leader that Cleveland Browns needed for years. I mean, he played like he really been in the league for years. You can't teach that type of calm. Shedeur gave Cleveland's energy. He gave Cleveland fans hope. Shedeur gave Cleveland a reason to watch again. Dillon Gabriel? Dillon? How sway? Dillon? He gave them excuses, turnovers, and disappointments. But to Kevin Stefanski, that's still his guy. That's my guy right there. Like, you can't make this up. So now we're watching the same story that happens over and over. A coach protecting his handpicked quarterback while sabotaging the one who can actually produce. Let's just be real. This isn't about talent anymore. This is about ego. This is about bias. This is about a coach who would rather sink the ship with his friend at quarterback than let someone else drive the boat to victory. Little Yachty and Kodak Black voice, drive the boat. Who you going to let drive the boat? Well, the keys are already in Dillon Gabriel's pocket if we're being real. So even opponents of the fans' opponents, that is, they saw the truth. When the fans of the other team starts cheering for your rookie quarterback, you've got something special. And that's what scares certain people inside Cleveland's building. They know Shedeur is the spark. They know Shedeur is the future. They know Shedeur is an all-out better quarterback today, not yesterday, not worrying about tomorrow. Today, right now, the better man. But instead of celebrating that, instead of building around that, they're preparing to bench Shedeur the first chance they get. Shout out to my anonymous sources who gave me all this. Thank you for letting us know. My final word I'll leave you guys is this right here. If Shedeur Sanders goes into the 49ers games and plays well, even if he doesn't win, are you guys working with me here? Even if he doesn't win the game, but if he plays well, then the conversation is over. You cannot justify benching him. But Kevin Stefanski wants Dillon Gabriel no matter what. Then we're not watching a quarterback battle anymore because we never were. We're watching the sabotage in real time that I've been telling you about. No projections, none of DJ Bless One's very own narrative. No. And the whole NFL is paying attention. We are, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I'm DJ Bless One, the best one. Love your family, love your kids, and definitely, truly, indeed, stay blessed.
I've been broke so many times.